y'all. How y'all guys doing this evening? I hope you guys are having an awesome day because I am. So I'm so excited that you decided to join us on our show. I mean, it's not our show. It's my show. No, I'm joking. No, thank you so much for joining Let's Face It Live with show with your coach Shakina S. Perry. I appreciate you joining tonight. And we got a great topic and we got a guest on tonight. So I'm super duper excited. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to go into what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay. So just hold on one second. It's a good topic. It's a really good topic. So tonight we're going to talk about on how women can overcome feeling inferior in this world. I'm going to go ahead and put up the topic real quick. How can women overcome feeling inferior in this world, right? So a lot of times people are like, what are you talking about? Like inferior? I don't feel inferior. Like a lot of times we may think we don't, but we actually do. It's in our mindset. Sometimes it's in our subconscious we think this way. So this is actually episode 28. So I'm super excited. 28 episodes. I'm killing it. Boom. Let me stop now. But 28 episodes. The topic is how women can overcome feeling inferior in this world, right? Y'all may say, well, we shouldn't feel inferior. We got a black vice president and all these different good things going on. But some of us do still have those things that's going on, even like myself at times, right? So anybody that's coming in, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Please say hello when you come in. And also, if you can like and share this live show. I want other women to be encouraged, okay? So share this live show if you can, all right? And I'm going to tell you the purpose of the show. So the purpose of Let's Face It Live is to actually give resolutions to issues and problems that we face from day to day. Some of us deal with a lot of different things. So this show gives you pretty much we talk about the problem and we go into resolutions, right? Either I will give the resolutions or I bring specialists like my guest coming up, Arthur Casey. She is a specialist in her field and what she's going to talk about. So that is what the basis of this show is to give resolutions to day-to-day issues. You know, we want to talk about real stuff. Some people want to talk about just whatever, just want to talk about problems, just want to talk about, I'm going to give you resolutions. This is what we need. Right? Especially in this time with the pandemic and so much going on. We need resolutions. We need help, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to jump into it. So it says why. So I'm pretty much giving the opposite. So why do we as women struggle with feeling inferior, right? I'm going to give you the definition of inferior. Inferior means lower in rank, status, or quality. I'm going to say that again. Inferior means lower in rank, status, or quality. So one thing I thought about that can actually make you feel inferior, and even myself, I have felt this in some sort, was upbringing. So your upbringing can actually make you feel inferior. You that can be a struggle because what we were told by our parents, family members, teachers, etc., you're not good enough. You're slow, you're ugly. That actually shapes us. Sometimes we get negative feedback from family members and that makes us feel inferior. Another thing that makes us feel inferior is one parent home. So I was going to say, don't get me wrong. I was going to say no father in the house. I'm being honest. I was like, no dad in the house. But you know what? You have some dads that are single parents. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to say one parent home. So either the mother or the father is missing. Not having both parents there is there to give you what you need for your growth, and shaping who you are today can affect you and make you feel inferior. All right. And I do see someone has a comment. I can check really quick. Okay. Go ahead, Casey. Casey had a comment. True, right? So another thing would be bad circle of friends. You have friendships that people may talk down to you, right? So you have friendships that people may talk down to you. In most cases, it is jealousy. In most cases, then you start to see yourself as inferior to even your friends, your surroundings, people around you. So that can be something that makes you feel inferior. So another one is bad relationships. So your significant other or spouse may downplay you and speak death into you. So say negative things to you. So that makes you feel inferior, like you're not worth it, you don't count, right? And one thing I want to talk about, the last thing I'm going to talk about before we go to commercial break, is society. That is something big. We are shaped. A lot of us are shaped by our society. What goes on in the world, like TV, right? What the TV says about you, what magazines say about you, what newspapers say about you, what social media says about you, right? So it shapes us and we don't even realize it. So these things have an effect on us even though we know it or not. These things have effect. Like it has effect in our psyche and we don't even know it. So I just wanted to talk about these issues. So we're going to get into a little bit more, getting into the resolutions and why we face these things. And we're going to get, some information and some nuggets from our special guest. But we're going to take first a commercial break. And when we get back, I will have author Casey that is going to help us with some of these issues. So she's going to give us some of her expertise on why we face these things. So just check out this commercial and I'll be right back. Stay tuned, okay? Don't leave. And please share this, okay? Talk to you in a little bit. Purpose to Promise Academy, where lives are changed and dreams come true. Learn how to write and publish your books. Learn how to fix and manage your credit, so you can finally get the home of your dreams. Visit us at purposetopromise.com. All right, so we are back at it. Thank you so much for joining back with me. Y'all didn't go anywhere. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring our special guest up. So I'm super duper excited about her. She's going to introduce herself, but just to tell you a little bit of background regarding her, she is amazing. She's an author, and I knew her for 20 years. 20 years I know this woman, and she's always been tremendously beautiful spirit, loving, caring, and I love her to death. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her up. If you guys are ready, type right in the comments, but I'm bringing her up because we want to get her in here so we can get some resolutions, right? So hold on 1 second. I'm going to bring her up in here. 1 second. I have to bring Casey up. Hey, Casey.
Hello. Hey. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Thank you for having me, Shakima.
Thank you so much for coming. And I just want you to just take the time to introduce yourself to people that don't know you. So just let me your name, who you are. You could tell a little something about yourself. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So my name is Casey Alexis, as Shakima already presented so wonderfully. I am a wife. I am a mother. I'm also a child of the living God, daughter of the Most High. I am an author. I am a podcaster, and I am a founder of Being Eve, the podcast. And I recently authored the book, Being Eve in Adam's World.
Thank you so much, Casey, for introducing yourself. So Absolutely. What we're going to do is we're going to get right into it. We got some hard questions for you tonight.
Okay? Sure.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first question I have for you tonight is, when did you start to realize that you felt inferior in this world?
Wow. So it was always a feeling that I've always had, but it really didn't come up until about 2017, where I really noticed it, where I just felt like this cannot be life. I was at a point where I was like, hold up. I had a career, wife, mother of two, all that good stuff, but it just didn't feel right. I was like, this is not what life is supposed to be about. I lost myself in the living. I lost myself in being a wife. I lost myself in being a mother. I lost my voice. I lost me. And when you feel like that, and you realize that you're like, whoa, I need to do something about it. I
Mm,
need to find out what is the core reason why I'm feeling like this at this time. I
mm.
should be happy, right? I'm alive, I'm healthy, I have all of this stuff. But inside, I just felt like this isn't it. This cannot be what life is about.
Gotcha, gotcha. So around 2017 is when you kind of,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, thank you so much for that. And the next question I have for you is, you just said that you wrote a book. So I wrote a book, and your name of your book is called Being Eve in Adam's World. And it's
Right.
about the same issue, same matter. And you use Eve as your study guide. What
Mm-hmm.
made you choose Eve?
Well, once I began to feel that way, and I got angry at God because I'm like, I'm a Christian. Why isn't my life the way I thought it would be? Right? You said the prayer, you become born again. Things supposed to be happening on my behalf. What's up, God? I got really angry at God, and it wasn't until that I got really real with God. And he, of course, God, when you become really real with him, he's going to become even realer with you. Okay. So
Right?
he told me all about myself. And in that moment, that real moment that I had with him,
Mm-hmm.
he put it in my heart, study Eve. If you really want to know the plans that I have for you, the plans to prosper you and not to harm you, the plans to give you a hope in the future,
Mm-hmm.
learn where it all started. And so, who else not to study but Eve herself, which was the very first woman that God created. And once I began to learn her story, I saw my story. I really examined my own life looking at Eve's life. And so it was a no brainer to me that this was the perfect place to start.
Well, thank you for that, because when I because of course I read your book. I mean, it's amazing. But
Thank
when
you.
the things that you spoke about, like you really studied, like you didn't play no games. I was
No
like,
games.
wow, like the revelation that God gave you was super amazing. So definitely, I mean, just to see the fact of you doing that, that is so true, that you actually was able to dissect Eve in a sense of and relating it to you. So that's a powerful, powerful thing that God told you to do that, and you definitely hit it on the nail. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So the next question I have for you, well, I said I read your book, and I was fascinated on how much we were so much like Eve. How can Eve help us when it comes to how we look at ourselves and how we look at men?
Ooh, that's a really good question, Shakima. When I decided to study Eve and really study her, right? Because typically, when in the church world, Eve is not someone people share as an experience. Is
Right.
do not be like her, right? She jacked this thing all up. She, she messed us all up. Don't be like her. But when I began to study her story line by line, like the Bible says, precept by precept, I
Right.
began to see, wow, we really are very much like her in a lot of ways, in the
Mhm.
way that we have our father-daughter relationships. A lot of people don't talk about the daddy-daughter relationship that Eve had with God, right? There was a relationship there. When she finally came on the scene, right? Eve was created after Adam, after everything had already been made,
Mhm.
after Adam named all the animals. So if you're thinking about it, coming onto the scene of an environment that you technically wasn't a part of,
Mhm.
and just feeling that maybe, hey, maybe she felt a certain way about that.
Yeah.
Did she feel unimportant? Did
Mhm.
she feel like, she was second and Adam was first? Did
Mhm.
she have that real deep core relationship with God that maybe Adam had with God versus what Eve had with God? And then when you start to really look at it from that standpoint, you can look at it from your own place in your own life, your own relationships, right?
Mhm.
How society views women. Society views women sometimes as women are second. Women that may not be as smart as men. Women don't get paid as much as men, even in the same roles. Our voices may not be heard as loudly as men's voices are. Even
Right.
not even in the U.S. alone, you go into other countries and women are seen as still as inferior.
Right.
Their voices are stifled, they're abused, they're put in positions where they're more of a servant rather than an actual person. So when you begin to look and examine life in that way, you can see the similarities between Eve and us women today, and how we're simply kind of living in the same pattern until we realize that, hey, we are created for more. We are not inferior. God truly had a plan for her. And that same plan, if we examine it and we sit down and learn it, is a plan that we also can begin to place into our own lives.
Absolutely. So, like, how should we look at ourselves, and how should we look at men? Like, how do we compare ourselves to men? Like, how do we look at ourselves when it comes
So
to
I get into that really deeply in the book. And one of the things that I have found when it comes to women empowerment, feminist movement, is always trying to remove the patriarchy, right? Remove the fact that men are, the leaders or the dominant group in the world. I try to instill in it in the book, as well as in women when I talk on a podcast, that we don't need to do that. We
Right.
don't need to compete with men. If you know who you are, if your identity is solid in Christ, right? You know why God created you, what your purpose is in this world. You don't have to compete with anybody. So
Right.
looking at, who you are as a woman and why God created you, your purpose, you'll understand the power that you have in you as a woman, the beauty that is in you just being a woman. You'll love your position, and you'll be able to use your position in that way where you're not competing with men. You'll be able to see them and say, you're, how would I say, you are, and is the word that is at the tip of my tongue, but you are the goodness, right? Just like when God created Eve, and he said it's not good for man to be alone.
Right.
Woman, you are that goodness that he brought to Adam, right? And that he brings to the world every time a child is born, a girl child is born. We're that goodness.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, I got another question for you. As women, how do we get better in how we should think or act? How do you think we get better?
It all goes back to identity. It all goes back to knowing who you are. The feeling of inferiority is because you don't really know who you are. You don't know your purpose. You don't know, and a lot of people don't, right? Shakima, you know this being a coach. A lot of people don't know why they're created. They don't have a real understanding of their purpose. And so when you don't have an identity, you don't know who you are. You talked about the parent, raising in a single parent home, society, all these friendships that can dominate you if you don't know who you are. All these things play a factor in why there are times we have issues trying to get to certain places in our lives, trying to open up a business, trying to get to certain levels in our career. It's an identity issue. Most people don't realize that they're suffering from that. You're picking up different things from different people and thinking, well, maybe that could be something that I can do. Oh, Shakima does that. I'm going to pull that from Shakima. Oh, Casey does that. I'm going to pull that from Casey, because you don't really understand who you are and what God has called you to do. And so one of the scriptures that has been my go-to is John 8, chapter 14, where Jesus says, even if I testify on my own behalf, my testimony is valid. For I know where I come from and I know where I'm going. Mm-hmm. Once you know where you come from, you know where you're going. There's nothing that can stop you from doing it. There's nothing that can stop you from being the person that you've been called to be. And I think as women, we have constantly been told by society, by the world, by our parents, all these different voices of who we should be, rather than going to our creator, the person who fashioned us and made us, to say, Lord, who am I? What have you called me for? Am I just a wife? Am I just a mother? Am I just this? Am I just that? No, you have so much more inside of you. You just have to tap into the creator, the one that created you, to figure that all out. And he's faithful enough and he's kind enough to let you know exactly what that is. And that feeling of inferiority will never be the case after you have your identity solid in him. Never again.
Right.
I can attest to that.
and I hear you when you say that when it comes to identity. So that's the reason why we think the way we do and we act the way we do. So
Absolutely.
when we know who we are, that thinking process change. Because you
Absolutely.
know, and then now you act upon it. You start to act like the thinking, because it all starts in the mind. A lot of times people get
Absolutely.
caught up in like, oh, is this is why this is happening to this person. And like we have psychologists and all these different things. This is why it's happening. I went to psychologist. Psychologist didn't help me at all. Because the thing is, everything starts in the mind. So when you think a certain way, you act it out. And you talked about that in the book as well.
Absolutely.
You think about it and you act it out. So you think about your thoughts. So you have to always constantly change. Like the Bible talks about transforming your mind. Saying be not conformed to this world, but transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you have to be renewed. So once you have that identity, when that identity crisis is over, then your mind is renewed and you start walking into what God has called you to be.
100%.
So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take another commercial break. But when we get back, Casey's going to give us some more nuggets. And she has something for you as well. So just stay tuned and hold on in there. We coming right back for you guys. Okay, hold on 1 second.
This was me fighting for my life. I lost my mind. But I did not know how to get it back. I had to step it up and fight back. With the only strength I knew I had. Find out how it all turned out. Get your signed copy today. Go to GleeBargainCenters.com.
All right. So we are back. So Casey, what would you say to women that is struggling with their identity? What would you say to help them? What can you say to help them tonight?
Well, first thing I would say is, ladies, you are not alone. Okay, you aren't alone. I would then say that the greatest thing that you can do is begin to focus in on your relationship with Jesus Christ, getting to know him as your personal Lord and Savior. Okay, really, truly getting that personal relationship. Because for me, I've always been, I got saved when I was like about 19 years old.
Casey, I want to cut you off. You have a little feedback. Do you have feedback?
Oh, no, I didn't hear any feedback. But is it good now?
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Truly understanding who you are in Christ. That is the greatest thing that you can ever do for yourself. There's a saying that I have on the podcast where I tell women all the time, the greatest thing that you can do is begin to see yourself from God's point of view. When I began to truly see myself the way the Lord saw me, that's when I truly began to understand who I was, who he created me to be, that I was not inferior, that I was no longer the tail, but I was the head, that I was made for more, that he created me with a purpose to do a great thing, that I wasn't just a wife and a mom, but I was Casey Alexis, child of the living God, called to do amazing things, not just for my family, but also for his kingdom. And that's when it led to all these other things that I'm doing now. If I did not truly hone in into my relationship with God and really shut out the noise of the naysayers, shut out the noise of your past, letting go of the past, healing from your past, truly doing the work, right, that is necessary in order for you to learn who you are, learn your voice again, learn that you have gifts, talents, and abilities that you probably let go of years ago because you didn't think you were good enough, you were smart enough, you were wise enough, I didn't go to the best schools. Who am I to write a book? Who am I to start a business? All those things, all those inferior questions that we have on ourselves, that doubt, that fear. Once you let that thing go and truly hone in into your relationship with God, really learn him for yourself. Even tell him, hey, you're angry with him. I'm angry about how my life went. I'm angry about my childhood. I'm angry about where my marriage is right now. I'm angry that I feel this way, God. This is not as supposed to be. Why is this like that? Once we become real with him, he will become real with us. And he will begin to highlight all those areas of our lives where we need the work. And that's exactly what happened with me. He began to highlight those areas where in childhood that I really never talked about, that was holding me back. Things from my childhood, words from my childhood, situations that happened in my teenage years that I never really shared with anyone. And he began to show me how those things were holding me back. And once I began to heal from that and let those things go, I really began to walk in my purpose and walk into the woman that I am now, being surrounded with other women of faith, women of valor and standard. I remember going to visit Shakima and talking with her. And because she's such a woman of faith, I mean, great faith, y'all. If you read her book, you know what I'm talking about, great faith. And when you surround yourself with women like that, it begins to encourage you also. It begins to show you, well, Shakima is a great woman of faith, and God is not a respecter of persons. He doesn't play favorites. So I know I can have that great faith too. And so I began to do things like that. I began to surround myself with other powerful women that didn't feel inferior, that weren't inferior. They knew who they were. And just like bad company could corrupt good character, good company can absolutely increase your knowledge, increase who you are, add value to you. So once I began to do the necessary work, and it all started with my relationship with God, things began to progress. And here I am at 2020. I told you 2017 was when it all started for me. I wrote down the title of Being Eve in Adam's World in 2017. I had no words, but just the title that God gave me in that time. And look, once I put the work in, look where I am now. Brand new book out, podcast doing amazing. I'm on this wonderful show with my great friend. And so these things can happen. I had a great career. I was doing all these other things, but guess what? It wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't who I was called to be. And so once you start walking in the ways of the Lord and what he's called you to do and start doing the work, amazing things can happen.
Thank you so much for that. That was very powerful. And just to add on to what you're saying, what people need to know, that it all starts with the Creator. Everything. Absolutely. It all starts in a root. Like even with my situation, when I lost my mind, I had to figure out the root of when did it start in order for my deliverance. A lot of times you have to go to the root in order to find out, why am I ticking this way? Or why I'm thinking this way? Or why? You got to go to the root. When you go to the root of the problem, that's when you find that's when you find the resolution to the problem.
Absolutely.
So, like, God is that root. He's our, he's our strong tower. He's our buckler. He's the one that gives us what we need so we can be able to function in a true potential and intention that God had for us at the very beginning. And we only can find it out through God. People go through Buddha. People go through all these different religions and all these different things, these idol gods that don't have no answer, that can't talk, can't do nothing. But
no power.
This is our God, no power. So that's our source, is God, our source. And then also through Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ is the middle person, the middleman that gives us the Holy Spirit, that we can commune with God. Because at one time we could not directly commune with God. And I ain't gonna go deep in the scripture, but that's why the priest could only go before God. And then some of them died. Right. Because they had blemishes, or they had something was wrong. Like it was very tough back then. I'm so glad I was not born back then. I'm being honest.
Absolutely, 1000%.
But now we have the Holy Spirit. Now we have access to God through Jesus Christ. So we have to be able to really go to our Father and ask Him, why did you create me? Why did you put me here? And God will start to answer those questions as well. I mean, it may take time, because you got to grow that relationship. But as you keep going, He's going to show you your true purpose and what He has for you. Just to add on, I think I add on a lot, but what what I want to ask you, Casey, what do you have to offer to help these women that are struggling with the identity? What do you have to offer?
Well, definitely, ladies, Being Eve in the Adams World is available for purchase right now. This book is not just your ordinary book, right? There's piece, every chapter has a my reflection piece where you are literally answering questions after you read a chapter to begin to reflect on your own life, your own journey. So it's literally you going through the same steps that I went through to be where I am today. So it works, y'all, because then I wouldn't be here, right? So the book is actually available right now. If you go to my website, you can get the book for absolutely free. All you're paying for is shipping and handling. I also have other resources available on the website as well, where it's a Jumpstart Your Journey series, where it is a 3-step audio series that I'm providing as well for you ladies to go through the journey along with me, right? It's great to have people along with you on the journey. God did not create man to be alone. That's including us ladies, okay? The when we have that accountability and we have that sisterhood, it just makes for a greater opportunity for us to do better things on our journey. We're not alone. You're not alone. So the audio journey series is also offered as well on the website.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it back up. I just want to remove something on here. So she got
hands open
for you guys, and I'll put it back. Hold on. Why did not? It's keep on. I was trying to take something out. Hold on. But I think I want to take that HTTP out because it just makes it too much going on.
Right.
Wait, hold on.
So there you go, ladies. Get your copy of the book. Jumpstart Your Journey. Begin to work on yourself. This is the perfect time to do it while Shakima's getting the website back up. This is the perfect time.
Also, do me a favor. Go into my my comment spot and go ahead and put this link in there for them.
Okay, sure.
Put it in the link. So you go to www.beingeve.com/free book go. So that's the website to go to is www.beingeve.com/free book dash go. I'm saying it wrong. So you see the link right there. She's going to put it in the comments for you. Also, ladies, I want to read a little bit. I read this book, right? And I'm going to be honest, I finished it today because I was reading it for I think for 2 weeks. So I usually do what I normally do with books. I do chapter by chapter. So I maybe do a chapter a day because it kind of doesn't overwhelm me, especially because I got a lot to do. So I'm like, let me just do a chapter per day.
Right.
I did took me about 2 weeks to read it, but I want to read a portion in the book that was very, very powerful to me, I felt. And something that's powerful that Casey put in the book that we should always do is affirmations, right? Affirmations is very important to our daily life because if we have to speak life into ourselves, we can't allow certain things we got things coming to us every day, different words thrown at us. So we got to speak life into ourselves. So Casey did a portion of this book. In a portion of this book, she was talking about, she had put affirmations. So I'm going to read each one of them for you tonight. So one of the affirmations I'm going to start off says, you are not less. You are not a mistake. You are not a receptacle. You are not a sex toy. You are not a carpet to be walked on. You are not a punching bag to be abused. You are not a covering to any man. And if you know what that means every man ain't your covering. Don't be sleeping with all these men. They ain't your covering. You got to get one man as a husband. Praise God. So I added my part.
She has no seasoning.
You are not a door that can be opened and closed at whim. You are not a product. You are not a service. Come on down. When I was reading, I said, you better talk, Casey. You are not the rape in your story, okay? Your story of sexual abuse does not define you. You are not the abortion you had. You are not stupid. You are not ugly. You are not those hurtful words spoken over you. You are a giver of life. You are a sustainer. You are accepted. You are free. You are chosen. You are no longer a slave to sin. You have a purpose. You are forgiven. You are more precious than jewels. You are a crown to the one you love. I just said, I ain't gonna lie, I was about to cry. I ain't gonna lie, I was tearing up. You are beautiful. You are brilliant. You are a light to the world. You got to get this book. Casey got it over there too. Good. Put it up, Case. Put up this book. This book is powerful. You got to get it. And I got a special incentive for you tonight. Okay. I want you, before I start that, if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat. I think somebody did put some. I think you put your okay. So this Casey put her link up. So if you have any questions, put it in the chat for me. I want to answer some questions real quick, and then I'm going to go into something else when it comes to this book on tonight. So type your question in the chat. I'm going to give you about 1 minute. We ain't going to stay here all day, okay? But I'm going to give you a special incentive on tonight. Let's see. Okay. Seems like nobody. I'm going to wait just a little bit. People hopping in, hopping out. Come on, y'all better come on in here. Anybody watching the replay, you can go ahead and you can also put questions after if you're in a replay, you can put questions and I'll get it to her as well. All right, seems like I have no questions popping in there. So if you do have questions, you can put it in and we'll get it before the show ends. But I have an incentive for you guys today. So as you know, I'm an author too, right?
Right.
I have a bundle, which is called Write, Publish, and Sell Your Books Bundle. So I'm going to tell you what the bundle is about. There are 3 master classes, right? One is about how to write your book. Some of us may be stuck. We're like, I'm on page 2. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to give you some strategy on how to write your book in 30 days. The second video, it shows you how to publish your book, step by step, how to publish your book and get your book self-published, right? The third thing, which is important, there's no point in writing your book and publishing your book and you can't sell it, right? You got to sell the book. I give you some strategies on how to sell over $3,000 worth of books. I give you my own strategies that work for me that I actually made over $3,000 worth of books. So it's Write, Publish, and Sell Your Books Bundle, which is bit.ly/book sales bundle. So you can go to that link. Can you go ahead and put that in the chat for me too? bit.ly/book sales bundle. So someone can grab that. It look like somebody here. Hello, I'm just seeing this. What's the name of the book? You can put that in there too there for them. What's the name?
Okay, yes. The name of the book is Being Eve in Adam's World, and I'll drop the name of the book as well.
Okay, so she's gonna drop it for you. As well as Being Eve in Adam's World. But look, I got something special for you tonight. So if you decide to get this particular class, say if you want to write your book, or if you want to check out my website and purchase any class on my website, you go to www.purposetopromise.com. I have not only book classes, I have credit class, I have a sales class, how to sell your Facebook, how to sell on Facebook and Instagram with your followers. I have so many different things on this website. So if you purchase any class tonight, guess what I'm going to do? Because, Casey just said that her book is free, right? But it's shipping and handling connected to that. So if you decide to purchase any class on my website, I will pay for your shipping. You don't have to pay anything for the book at all. I will pay for your shipping and you'll get this book, which is Being Eve in Adam's World. It's a powerful, powerful book. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying it because I knew Casey for a long time. I'm saying it because it's good. I was reading it. I was reading this book like, go Casey! Oh! And I would have hit my leg. I was like, go, yes, Casey. Like I would just because Eve is so relatable. I'm telling you. So if you go to www.purposetopromise.com to get any of my classes, or if you get this class, which is Write, Publish, and Sell Your Books Bundle, pretty much it gives you all the steps on how to write, publish, and sell your book. I will get this book shipped out to you absolutely free. No shipping and handling. I'll pay for it for you and I'll send it to you because I want her book to go out to you ladies because this book is so powerful. I'm telling you, I'm not saying it just to say it. I'm saying it because it's true. And I'm not going to say like, I didn't know what to expect from this book. I was like, okay, this is my friend. I'm going to support. And it sounds like a good book. But when I read this thing, I was like, yeah.
Thank you so much, Shakima.
I'm serious. I was like, yes, this book is so good. So definitely, if you're interested, go to bit.ly/book sales bundle if you want to get this package, or you can go to my website and go to www.purposetopromise.com. Or say, for example, you're like, Shakima, I don't want your stinky class. If you don't want my class and you just want to get this book, go to www.beingeve.com/freebook-go, and you just pay shipping and handling, which is only like $12. That's it. Not a whole lot of money you're paying. You can go to her website, www.beingeve.com/freebook-go. And if you guys have any questions, you can put it in the comments. I see you guys are jumping on. Let's see. Hey, Marissa, how you doing? That's she part of my group. That's my girl, Marissa. I'm just joking. I'm messing with you, Marissa.
Hi, Marissa.
So go to www.beingeve.com/freebook-go. And like I told you, if you want it for free, you go to my website, which is she put it in there as well. Let me see. Matter of fact, can you put purposetopromise.com in there real quick? That's the website they can go. If they go to that website, if you go get any of the classes on the website itself, then you will get this book for free. I'll pay the shipping and handling for you. Hey, how you doing, Marissa? Thank you. So so it's Purpose to Promise. Yeah, purposetopromise.com. Yep, www. You can just add. Well, it's all right. www.purposetopromise.com. So that's the website you can go on to if you get any of those classes. If I get it in my notification, you will get this book absolutely free. Or you can go to her website and get the book for only $12 and change. www.beingeve.com/freebook-go. So check it out. It is powerful. I just read you some affirmations on it. I know y'all about to bust out crying. I know y'all was. No, but it's powerful.
Thank you so much, Shakima. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. You didn't know exactly what was going to be in the book. And so this is real talk right here, ladies and gents. She's really saying the hard, honest truth, because a lot of people read the book like, girl, I ain't know none of this. So definitely get your copy.
I know, like the revelation, it's very powerful because the revelation in the book that God gave you was amazing. Like how you were able to dissect Eve the way you did and relate it to us as women. Very powerful. I'm serious. I didn't know what to expect. Like I'm a type of person because, when I'm friends with people, I'm a support. I don't know what your book's about. I'm a support.
Right.
You my friend, you my person. So I'm gonna do it. But I was like, let me check, because I'm being honest. So what happened was I'm reading a whole lot of books lately. Like, and I guess because I got a little bit more time.
Right.
What book I should read next? I read like 2 other books, and then I read my book again because I just had to get back into and then I read next, and then your book came in. I was like, let me read Casey's book. Let me check her out. I couldn't put it down. Put his book down. I was like, wow, it's amazing. So
thank you so much.
So go to her website, www.beingeve.com/freebook-go. And if you want the incentive, like I mentioned, she put it in the comments. You can get any class on my website, you will actually get this book absolutely free. I'll pay for your shipping and handling. Let me see. What he said, what was it? How can we follow your ministry and your movement? All right.
Oh yes.
How can we find you? Like what
Yes,
other ways we can find you?
definitely. So I'm gonna drop my website actually, beingeve.info, because that's where you'll find the podcast, you'll find my Instagram, my Facebook, all of that will be in that one place. So I'll drop, and you also get the book off of there too. So I'll drop my website, beingeve.info. That's where you can find everywhere how to contact me, my email address, all that info is going to be on the site.
Okay, so she's gonna drop it in there for you guys. So she said your ministry and move. It is a ministry. Look at God. Look what God is doing. Look what God is doing.
Thank you so much.
God. All right. So if you guys have any more questions, because we're about to close out. Also, one more thing I want to share. If you guys are interested in being a part of this show in upcoming weeks, we're about to actually end our first season of this show close to the I think it's a Wednesday right before Thanksgiving. But we ended the show for the first season. So you may not be in this season, but you'll be in the next season. Go to purposetopromise@gmail.com if your topic or what you want to talk about is good enough for the show. And I think good enough for the show, but more so if it fits the show, what you're talking about. It could be your story, your personal story. It could be your entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. It has to fit the show and its topics and what we're trying to, the purpose of the show. So go to purposetopromise@gmail.com. Email me. Let me know if you want to be a part. And let me see. Okay. So Casey dropped the link in there, beingeve.info. And she dropped the okay, so same link. So all right, guys. So we're gonna go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Shakima.
Amazing. I enjoyed talking to Casey and talking to you guys tonight. So you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining. And we're gonna be back on Friday. I have a great topic for you, and we're gonna be talking about how to get over fear and anxiety. We sometimes
That's a good one.
We're gonna get over that. We'll teach you some steps and some things that's gonna help you to get over fear and anxiety. But you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on Friday. Have a great night.
Bye-bye, y'all.